So this is a video to demonstrate editing sessions within Paradigm and general discussion about sessions. So the first thing is what is a session? So a session is a particular class or event that a student has to attend that's directly related to a scheduled unit that they're enrolled into. As a general rule, you wouldn't be editing sessions directly in Paradigm, or at least creating them. Generally, you would be using an external timetabling tool such as Rapla and importing those actual sessions. So I suppose the next question is, why do we even need sessions? Well, we actually only need sessions in Paradigm for two main reasons. The first is to give students a timetable. So as we can see here, I've just got a student loaded. I'll go to their timetable. You can see this person is enrolled into two subjects. Here's a list of their sessions down here, and you can see they all roughly start in February. Our calendar is set us to the current date. So I'm just going to wind the calendar back. And as you can see now, that this person's timetable comes up, and as you highlight over each one, it tells you, what type of sessions you're going to. Is it a seminar? Is it a prac? Is it a tutorial? Is it a lecture? And this tells you the time, the room, and the actual teacher. So that's one reason why you would actually need to put sessions into the system. The second reason would be if you need to track attendance to individual session classes or session times. That you would also then need to add sessions to the system so you could then track attendance against those particular classes. And I'll probably demonstrate that in another video. Okay, so in terms of what types of sessions you can have in Paradigm, there's a very, very big distinction in the actual type of sessions. And I'm just going to show you the two types now in a broad sense, and then show you how you edit and create the two different types. And as I do that, it will make more sense of what the different types are. So from sessions are also used a lot in the course plan. So from here, you can see that there's a little session button that they can click to look at sessions. But also when you go after you've selected your particular subjects, you can then see the actual times you have to go to class. So I'm just going to do that now because this is a really great demonstration of the different types of sessions within Paradigm. So here at the top, you can see that this scheduled unit has one session and you must attend it. Like there's no choice of, it's not run at different times. It's only the one lecture and you have to attend it. The second one, I want to demonstrate that this particular subject has been set up incorrectly because it has a lecture and a tutorial, but you can only select one. And so that's the second type of session that's within Paradigm, is a session that you can select. So this example down here is probably the more complex example, or the most complex example, and this shows you that this particular scheduled unit has 3 sessions and 3 tutorials, and this one is set up correctly because it only lets you allow you to roll into one of the lectures or one of the tutorials. This has got an extra added one that if you choose the Friday lecture, you have to enroll into the Friday tutorial. You can't get out of it. So as you can see, these lectures are on a Monday or Tuesday, and the tutorials are on a Wednesday or Thursday, so it lets you choose. But in this case, with the Friday one, it says, hey, you got to attend the lecture, and then in the afternoon, you're going to attend the tutorial, both on the same day. And of course, as soon as we click off of that, it then lets us do one. Also, like this, if you're trying to submit it like this, the system will not allow the students to submit this because they haven't chosen at least one of the following. Also from this screen, because I'm logged in as full admin, students don't have this, you can go off and edit attendance. Okay, so that sort of describes the two different sessions within Paradigm. Sessions where they're compulsory, you have to attend them, and sessions where you get to choose which one you would like to attend. And now I'm actually going to show you how you set those particular sessions up to achieve that. So I'm going to navigate today purely via the course plan because that's the way I've set this demonstration up. So this is the subject here that I'm going to show you how to add just a basic, really simple session. So we're going to click on that one, and that will load us the unit. And then from there, we're going to load the scheduled unit. So we're going to do that again. Course enrollment course. And then we're going to load the scheduled unit. Course plan. So we're just loading the scheduled unit up. Now, unit details, show schedule. And we know it's the top one because it's the February dates that we're after. So this session, or this scheduled unit, as you can see, has sessions already. As I said, scheduled units are associated, sessions are associated with a scheduled unit. And this is also where you can link off the edit attendance for these particular classes. So if you do want to edit attendance, it happens from this particular screen. So I actually want to edit these sessions. So if I was going to do that, I can just normally just hit the edit button and we can edit a session. And because this one's already got sessions, but I think they're wrong, I'm going to delete all these sessions and start from scratch so you can actually see the process of creating sessions. So we've just deleted them all. The first thing we're going to do is hit new session. And then we're going to fill out this screen. So we're going to say the session type is of type lecture. We're going to leave group and class blank because these sessions are compulsory. So if you want to then make sessions enrollable, you fill out these two fields. But if you want them to compulsory, you leave them. So I'm creating the most simple type of sessions where you enroll in the scheduled unit, you have to attend these sessions, you don't get a choice. I'm going to give this subject of history. This is very optional. You don't have to give things a subject, but I'm going to say, look, for this lecture, it's all talking about history, this lecture series. I'm going to give it a location. I'm going to give it a building. I'm going to give it a room so they appear on the timetable. I'm not going to do a teacher today. And I'm going to say that this particular session, the lecture starts on Wednesday, and we know that the scheduled unit is scheduled for the middle of February. So we're going to say it's going to start Wednesday the 14th, and it's going to go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's very critical that you put the times in as I've shown here with the AM, the PM in that particular format, and the date has to be the full date like everywhere else in the system. Now, we're running 10-week semesters, so I'm going to say schedule this weekly for 10 times, and then this will create a sequence of sessions. Okay, so one thing you will notice, there's no bulk edit. So if you do create the sessions and they're wrong, you would then have to edit each one individually to update them. If one of these sessions was a public holiday, you could then just delete it out of the list, and then you wouldn't have to do attendance and it wouldn't appear on someone's timetable because we're having a public holiday on that day. So we want to add another session, the tutorial, so we're going to hit new session. This time we're going to say the type is tutorial. Again, we're only going to have that it's actually a compulsory tutorial. So we're going to leave session group and session class blank. We're going to leave subject blank too. We're going to say it's in the city, and it's in building 2, and it's in room 24, and we're going to leave teacher, and we're going to say it starts on a Thursday, and we're going to go select the date again. So we'll go get the date in February quickly that we need. So the Thursday would be the 15th. The start time, we're going to say that this lecture runs from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And it's also going to schedule weekly for 10 weeks. Now we've actually created that session, and you can see it goes lecture, tutorial, because these are in sequential order for this particular scheduled unit. And now if we go back to our student, and we go to the course plan again, when we select this unit and do proceed with unit selections, you can see if we do show times, we've created those two particular sessions, Wednesday and Thursday, saying that they must attend them. And of course, if the person was enrolled into this particular unit, it would then appear on their timetable. Okay, so that's, like I said, the very simple session in the system where it's compulsory and you have to attend it. So now I'm going to show you how I set up those other sessions, the more complex example, and I'll show you the one where I've set it up actually wrong. So going back to the course plan screen, this subject here is the one that we set up that's very complex. Okay, so we're just going to load the unit, and then we're actually going to show the scheduled units. So here are the scheduled units for this particular subject, and I've now loaded up, and you can see the sessions here. So I'm just going to edit one of these sessions to get to the session editing screen so we can see the fields. So here you can see the actual fields as they were before. You can see I've only, to keep this example simple, I've only put 1 week's worth of sessions in so we can see all the sessions and values without having to scroll through weeks and weeks of sessions. So you can see this particular subject has 3 lectures and 3 tutorials. And you can see I've set session group and session class. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load the first lecture. And I'm going to explain group and class. So class number is basically every single time you want a new class, you have, or a new session, so a unique session that someone must attend, you then give it its own class number, or in this case, a group of sessions are like a time series of sessions, they have their own class. So here you can see I've got a class number of 1 and a group number of 1. You'll notice that all my sessions of different types of groups have a group number. So the class number defines that this is an individual unique series the student must attend, and the group number groups the classes together to say, hey, if these are of type lecture, these are of a type tutorial, or the group can also say, hey, if you attend group 1 sessions or group 2 sessions or group 3 sessions, which is exactly what we did with the Friday one. And I'll show you how that works as well. So you can see here I've got a lecture session group 1, class 1, session for the second lecture, session group 1, class 2, because we want these to appear together underneath each other on the course plan screen. And then you can see for the third lecture, I've got group 1 again, and I've made it session class 5, so it has its own unique class number as well. And then for tutorials, if we edit one of them, you can see I've come down here and I've put in the pretty much similar details, except I've made the session group 2, and I've still kept giving it individual unique classes. So this is a class, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class, this is a class as well. And because I want the tutorials to group together on the screen, I've given them all group 2. Now, there's an exception to the rule that lets you group sessions and classes together. And you do that by if you make a class number the same across 2 different groups. When you select one of those particular classes, the other one is automatically selected. So you can see that here, session class 5, right? It goes across 2 different groups, group 1 and group 2, but because they've both got class 5, when you select one of the class 5s, the other class 5 is selected. And we saw that on the course plan screen. So if we go back to the course plan screen, I'll now show you that actually in action. So here we go, we've got the course plan screen, and we're going to enroll into this particular subject. I'm just going to select this subject by itself. Okay, you can see here that here's remember we had 3 lectures and 3 tutorials, our different classes, and if we choose class 5, they've both got the same class number, it selects it. And you can see here's all of group 1 sessions, and here is all of group 2 sessions. So that's as complex as editing sessions gets within the actual system. So I really hope that helps. Now I'm going to show you one where I accidentally set it up incorrect, so you can see, okay, that's why this one doesn't work. So again, back on this course plan screen, you can see here that I was trying to set up a subject, this one here, and I've set this one up incorrectly. So this particular scheduled unit is meant to have a lecture and a tutorial, and they're both meant to be compulsory. And in this case, I didn't leave off class and group number. I put them in there because I wanted to demonstrate. And as you can see here, I can only enroll into both when I should be able to enroll in. I can only enroll into one where I should actually be able to enroll into both. And this is because I have given these two subjects a different group number when they probably should have been the same group. So if you choose one, you have to choose the other one as well. So let's just go have a look at how that was set up incorrectly. So if we go student course enrollment course plan, and we tick on this particular unit, which is this one, and then if we then go to units, unit details, show scheduled units, we select the top one again, we can see, let's edit one of these subjects, so sessions, so we can see the full details. You can see here, they've both got the same group. They don't have a different group, and they've got a different session class. If they both had the same session class, they would both be selectable. Like when you select one, it would auto-select the other one. And if we make the group different, which I will do now, so let's make the tutorial group 2. They will both be enrollable as well. So let's just do that. And so now if we go back to the course plan, you will actually see in a minute that we can enroll into both these subjects, both these sessions. So now we can enroll into both of them. Like I said, in this case, you would never normally do this. You would just say that they're both compulsory, not put in a session group and a session class. So that concludes my demonstration of sessions. I hope this video helps, and yes, good luck editing all your sessions in the future.